Welcome to Midnight Linux. So we have Linux Mint. This is my daily driver usually. It's Linux Mint XFCE, not the cinnamon. So just so you guys know. And I just wanted to show off the XFCE version of Linux Mint because a lot of people tend to think that XFCE is just ugly and you know it's kind of like underrated in my opinion. So I wanted to make a video showing off why I use it and that it doesn't have to look ugly, that you can make it look nice. So the first thing that I did, this is what you get when you first turn on the computer, and you also would see this welcome screen here. So on the welcome screen, you just go through some basic stuff like setting up your appearance, and I think normally it was it that one? No, I forget which one it was. It was like a lighter version with some blue, and it was okay. Don't remember exactly which one it was, but it was okay. Let's just put it that way. It was something like this. But the first thing I did was just kind of put it in dark mode. So that's why we are in dark mode here. So, but when you first start it up, you'll probably see that other theme. And then you can set up a time shift. You can do drivers. I didn't have to do any. You can also, you should go through all these, and there's an updater, so you can update the system. I did it through the terminal with a sudo apt update, sudo apt upgrade, and then here's some system settings. I always go through system settings because, like, for example, the power settings, if you don't want it to time out like in 5 minutes, you can set it for whatever amount of time you want. So it's always good to go through the settings. And the firewall, it was installed and it was not on. I think it was off, so I did turn it on. So we have a firewall. It's GUFW, just if you're wondering. So it does come installed on the system. You just have to turn it on. So and then it has a GUI software manager if you prefer installing your apps through a GUI. Let me show it to you. It's a good one. This one, it works, and some of the defaults are like FlatHub, just so you know. Some of them are from apt, so they're from the Linux Mint or Debian repositories. So just so just so you know, so FlatHub and Flatpaks are already uh, configured, and uh, they are in also in this software store. So you should be able to find any kind of program very easily. So the next thing, I unchecked this because I didn't need to go through the documentation or the help, and you can contribute if you want. I unchecked that and then turned it off. And so the next thing that I would do if I were theming this, because I think that's like I was saying, the biggest concerns, people kind of don't like the way it looks. I would probably go through and remove these icons from here. I kind of like the old school style of having my icons on the desktop. So right here you can just right click at the desktop, you see, and then there you go, you have your Firefox right there. You can also add your home folder here. So let me show you how to do that. You would go to desktop settings, and then click on, it's like if you want the trash bin as well, you click on it, and there you go. You got your icons on the desktop. That's kind of the way I like to do it. It's up to you guys. You can also make, like, if you do want to have the icons on this bar, you can make this bar a little thicker by clicking here. See? So it might work better if you have icons on your taskbar, if you make it a little thicker, just because it'll be easier to see the icons. But for me, I'm gonna leave it like that. Also, you can move the bar to the top by unlocking it, and then you grab it from these little dots and you can move it. See? And when you get it in place, you lock it again, and that's how that works. So it's already looking better. The other thing I forgot to tell you is this is the whisker menu. Normally on a default XFCE, you wouldn't see the whisker menu. You would have to enable it. It does come with XFCE, but it's like an option. The default menu is a lot more simple, and but with Linux Mint, they made this the default menu. There is different looks to it. You would have to go to, is it over here? No, I think it's this one, properties. Yeah, so I think it came like this with a list style, and then I just moved it over to icons instead. I like the icon style, and you can change the icon sizes and things like that. So this is how I prefer it, and then I add to my favorites all the programs that I use the most. So I put my browser, my terminal, OBS Studio, Sorry. So I put OBS Studio and all that. So it's very customizable and looks pretty decent. The other thing, if you want to really make it look nicer, you can download some different colors. Oh, we forgot to. Let's go to the dark theme for, because I forget that we're not on the, so to make it, no, it wasn't that one. Hold on. I'm gonna do like dark theme for, here it is. So you click on applications, prefer dark mode. So basically it was settings, desktop settings, applications, and then prefer dark mode. So now when I open the browser, as you can see, it's in dark mode now. So that's how you would do that. But let's say you wanted to change the colors, because it doesn't come with many options. You get the light color, or you get this brownish gray color. So if you wanted to, you can Google looks XFCE, and then you can download themes from here, and they have some very nice ones. Here's a Nordic theme, and let's see, there's one that I like. There's icon themes here as well. This is the one I like. It's like a bluish theme, and so if you wanted to install it, you just like, I like this blue steel one, so you would get the blue steel zip. So I think I already have it installed, but let me show you. You would download it here, and then go to your downloads, right? So it would be there, and then to enable it, you go to appearance, right? And then you see all the different themes that Mint comes with. So all you do is drag this into there, and I already did it. So as you can see, there it is. And then you would just boom, click on it, and it will give you the theme that you picked. Now, some themes on that website are not the best, but there are some good ones. I think the Nordic one was pretty good, and this Valerian blue steel is also pretty good. You see, it just looks pretty nice. And then what I would do is maybe I found a nice desktop that goes with this. Let me show it to you. So if you know, do something like that, then your XFCE is actually looking pretty nice, and with not a lot of tweaking. You know, it's pretty simple, and you have a nice looking desktop to begin. Uh, the other thing that happens, which annoys a lot of people, and I'll show you how to disable it, is when you go and hover over the desktop icons, you'll see like a big bubble tooltip. I already disabled it, but it's ugly, and so the way you would disable that tooltip is let me find it. I think it's settings editor, and then you go to XFCE desktop, and then here it is, show tooltip. So it was enabled, and then see, is ugly. So you don't need that for the desktop. So I recommend, so you just go to, let me do it slowly so you guys can see. You go settings all the way down until you see this settings editor, and then go to the desktop, go down, and then when you see the tooltips, you just make sure you uncheck it. You gotta probably click twice, and that's it. That takes care of that ugly big bubble that shows up, because you don't really need that on a desktop icon. I mean, I understand that it's useful for other things, so it doesn't disable the other tooltips. It just disables the desktop ones. So yeah, so this is kind of the way I use it. Look, it even themes the Firefox for you. So this is the way I like to run XFCE. You know, it's not hard to get up and going, and I think it looks very nice. And yeah, it's not as bad as it starts with. I don't know why the XFCE team doesn't just like add a little bit more options, maybe color options, you know, like out of the box. But I mean, it's okay. I mean, it is like less bloated, I guess, this way. And then it's not hard to add a color that you like I just showed you. So but as you can see, you can use this desktop and have it look decent, you know. Like for example, this kind of looks ugly still. You can go to preferences, and then maybe you want to like make it a little wider. So let's close that, open it again, maybe a little bit wider. Okay, and then you can do as well, like maybe do like a black background. Let's see, background color, we'll do black, and then maybe do a transparency. Transparent background, so you can kind of see through it a little bit, and then it looks a lot better. So, you know, not hard to make XFCE look nice. It's actually pretty simple, and then you get a nice desktop. Let's see if HTOP's installed. No, so let's do a sudo apt install HTOP, and then we'll let it install here. Boom. And now you got a HTOP running. I mean, I like it. It's just simple. You can make it bigger, smaller. Like I showed you, it's not very hard to change the size of the terminal. So basically, you just add a few columns and restart it. And then it's just a nice looking terminal. You get a nice looking theme for your desktop. I like it. And this is the way I update the system and install programs. So I kind of always like to make this look, pretty decent. Yeah. So I think what we'll do is make this a 3-day review. This will be the first day. It'll be theming. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head right now that you would need to do. Like I said, power. Go into here, because you don't want it to, if you don't want it to go to sleep, you can put it on never. And then here as well. So and then here so you got these 3 settings under the power where you have to play with. Otherwise it'll be, I think it's set to go to sleep in 5 minutes, or turn the screen off in 5 minutes and sleep in 10 minutes. So go ahead and do that. Change it how best suits your needs. And yeah, I think, like I said, we'll leave it as a 3-day review. So this will be the theming, slash, first steps, and then we'll do on the next video, we'll do some program installations, and on the last day we'll show off some gaming and recording on XFCE. So I hope you guys learned something, and if you liked it, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.